Hey guys, it's Jasmine and welcome back to my channel. Today's card is going to be a simple, pretty, easy, quick one-layer card. We're going to use some clean color markers and some heat embossing, so let's get started. My floral image here is by Penny Black and it's called Divine, and it's a cling stamp. And I'm going to use some archival ink because we're going to use the Zig clean color markers with some water. And we're going to stamp down on some Canson XL 140-pound watercolor paper. And I'm using watercolor paper because we're going to use some water with the zigs, and I don't want my cardstock to buckle. Archival is waterproof, so that's why it works well with any kind of water-based medium. And because the watercolor paper has a bit of a texture to it, we're going to end up stamping this 3 times to make sure we get a clean, solid black outline. And for the sentiment, we're going to use a Mama Elephant His Love stamp set, and this is the big sentiment in that set. And I'm going to stamp that down using some Versamark and some platinum embossing powder from Ranger. Another reason I like using watercolor paper with this is because it doesn't warp nearly as easily as regular cardstock does. So when you're combining heat embossing with the water-based medium, it just helps your paper to stay a lot more flat. And I went off camera a little bit there, but all I'm doing is wiping away a little bit of stray powder with a small brush. So I'm going to heat emboss that. Whenever you're heat embossing, you're going to want to use or let your gun run for at least 30 seconds, if not 60 seconds, to make sure it's good and hot before you apply it to your paper. And that will avoid any warping as much as possible. Because you're applying more heat for less time. So it gives your paper less time to curl up. So I'm using purples for my flowers. And I'm using 2 shades. I've got Lilac, number 83, and Light Violet, number 81. And these will be listed in the supply list on my blog. So I put a little bit of dark color on the bottom, and then I wanted it to go pale, almost out to white towards the tips. So I used a Spectrum Noir sparkle pen to help me blend that out, and then just clean water and a paintbrush to really smooth it out towards the top. And what's great about these zigs is that you can do these in layers. So if you do your first layer and it's not quite dark enough or you didn't get enough detail, you can let that dry and then go in again. If you just want to smooth it out, you can just add more color and go in and blend it out easy. Now these do work better if you do want to blend it out, if you blend it out while it's still wet. If you wait to blend it out till it's completely dry, you will have a little more trouble getting a smooth look. But these are really easy to use, really fun to play with, and you can combine different colors and get different effects with them. So if you're wanting to get into watercolor, these might be a good kind of dipping your toe in the pool kind of product because they're easy to use and they're not too difficult to blend out and get the different effects that you can get with watercolors. And there's tons of YouTube videos on YouTube that you can look at to get different ideas and see how different people use them. I have several on my channel besides this one, and lots of different people like them. Lots of people use them. So moving over to the little buds, I'm using 2 different colors of green. I've got turquoise green and deep green. Number 42 for the turquoise and 44 for the deep green. And these colors are a little bit different. The turquoise is definitely more blue-green, but I liked how they contrasted, especially when you blend them together. And these are really easy to combine to get the light and dark contrast that you want to make your images a little more dynamic. Now you can leave it here, and I think that's gorgeous, but I want to take it just one step further and really highlight the sentiment. So I took a yellow, this one is 51 lemon yellow, and I put a blob in the middle of the sentiment, and then I really blended out, because I wanted to blend it out to really pale yellow, almost white to the edges. And then I dabbed off a little bit of extra with a paper towel just to really lighten it up and get that kind of lit from behind look to it. And that completes the card. So thanks for joining me today, guys. Let me know if you have any questions, leave it in the comments, and I will see you later. Have a great Easter, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.